All right, shalom, shalom. For the
Shalom.
brothers of Great Millstone, Charlotte, coming at you again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And before we get started with this lesson, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
So in this lesson, we're going to touch on uh, that disease X that's been being talked about a lot, and mainly because I think was it China? Yeah, China. They just came out with new info on this new disease that apparently is like 100. Like what is it? It's 100% fatality rate. It has 100% fatality rate
Mhm.
amongst them test subjects that they use, which is mice. But
Right.
this whole thing with uh the disease X, this has been talked about for a while now, for about like at least from what I've been hearing, like 8 months, 9 months. But now we're starting to see the plans of these elite, is starting to come to fruition. Everything is lining up, you know. But I'm gonna get Baba Shah if a brother can get that Matthew 24.
Okay. Gotcha. So Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet.
hmm So wars, rumors of wars, that's what we're hearing. You know, you got war going on. It's pretty much a civil war going on in Ecuador. You got war over there in Israel. You got war over there in what's that place with Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
There's more and more wars brewing. Go ahead.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Right. So these are signs uh, 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 to look out for. For the end days. Right.
Mhm.
Famines, pestilences, earthquakes. You know, uh, nation against nation. But mainly what we're going to be talking about is that pestilence. Right. Them diseases, them infirmities. Right. Uh, because we just had a major one, which is that C-19 that happened 3 years ago, 2 years ago, right?
Right.
And now apparently everything died down. That you have the WHO saying everything is all clear, we're good to go back to normal. But now they're saying it could be another disease, which again, disease X, you know.
Mhm.
And let's see, Baba Kushak, can you finish that out?
Okay. Matthew 24 and verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Right. So all these are the beginning of sorrows, you know.
Mhm.
All
Hey, in the
these.
NLT, for what?
Now you got it.
I was just gonna say in the NLT it says, but this is only the first of the birth pains, with more to come.
Mm-hmm. Hey, more to come. Hey, we ain't even. I mean, we're in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble, man. We ain't even fully there yet,
Right.
and we already seeing these top, I guess, higher level Jakes, trying to build doomsday bunkers, you know,
Right.
trying to find out ways to escape the madness that's about to come. But this is barely little birth pains that's happening right now. Things are gonna start to amplify even more.
Mhm.
So I got this video. We're gonna touch on a little bit of this. Just hear a little bit what these people got to say, and I'm gonna play it from right here. See.
Pleased to have Dr. Tedros with us, the Director General of the World Health Organization. And Dr. Tedros, may I ask you to answer that very simple question to start with? Thank you.
Can you rephrase maybe the question?
Yes, of course. At the highest level, what do you think health systems should prioritize for an effective response to a potential crisis?
Yeah, I think that's a big question, but I would like to start with especially the disease X. It's attracting a lot of attention, and I hope you have seen in the social media. But it's not a new idea. The first time we used the terminology was in 2018. The discussions were in 2017. I was just new Director General. As you know, we annually list the emerging diseases, and MERS could be one, Zika, Ebola, those we know. But then we said there are things that are unknown that may happen. And anything happening is a matter of when, not if. So we need to have a placeholder for that, for the disease we don't know that may come. And that was when we gave the name Disease X. So Disease X is a placeholder for unknown disease. I just wanted to start by clarifying that because there is already a lot of attention. If I may, although COVID came immediately, we were preparing for COVID-like disease. You may even call COVID as the first Disease X. And it may happen again. Of course, there are some people who say, oh, this may create panic. No. It's better actually to anticipate something that may happen because it has happened in our history many times and prepare for it. We shouldn't face things unprepared. We can prepare for some unknown things as well because there are basic things you can do. Then that takes me to your question, of course. Then we should prepare means it could be an early warning system that could be installed. And then preparedness planning. For instance, with COVID, we have seen it in preparedness planning when our hospitals were stretched beyond their capacity, but both in terms of space and also workforce. How can you have a surge when anything comes, you can expand quickly so you can manage your patients? We lost many people because we couldn't manage them. They could have been saved, but there was no space. There was no enough oxygen. So how can you have a system that can expand when the need comes? This, whatever disease, you should prepare for it. You don't need.
All right, so they're over here saying that the reason why a lot of people died was because they weren't prepared for it, even though they already had that placeholder on C19, that disease X name. They had that as a placeholder for C19. Baba Kushak, can a brother get that Deuteronomy 28, start at 58 and go down to 61?
Can I get another one?
Khan, you can get it.
God, this is Psalms 55 and verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So, like, he was speaking with a forked tongue, you know, and that's essentially how they're going to bring in one of their devices like they did with the C19, you know. It's pretty much he was saying, though, it's it's a pestilence that may come, you know, like the 19 came, but it's possibly more than likely it's going to come. Like he was just saying a whole bunch of words like that. So, I mean, the devil speak with a forked tongue. You know, we understand that these are just one of his tricky wiles, you know.
That's right.
You said get
Deuteronomy 28 and start at 58.
God, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 58. It says, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy power, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sicknesses, and of long continuance.
Right. So this is a warning, you know, unto all you Jakes from the Most High. You know, if you don't get right, this is what's going to happen. You know, and we live in a time that we're approaching Jacob's trouble. You know, hey, this is the year 2024. You know, the Apostle Tahar coined it, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. You know, and we're gonna start seeing, you know, if this plague, you know, actually happens, if this disease X actually gets, you know, introduced to the public, hey, we're gonna start seeing a lot of casualties. A lot of casualties, and you already know this disease is directed to all you Jakes.
Right.
Is strictly designed to wipe out Jake.
Mhm.
And then
They've
the
already
remainder.
admitted it's a lot. It's a lot.
No, I was gonna say, and then the remainder of Jake, hey, they're gonna whip out that C hip to get y'all implanted, man.
Hmm.
You got it, Doc.
I was just gonna say they've already admitted that these diseases that they're making, that are designed to attack specific ethnic groups,
Mm,
right? So they already have that in the works, right? And the target is the Israelites, man.
that's right. I believe also, whenever the C-19 was going on, and they try to get everybody, jabbed up, they were saying, we got to get the uh, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. I believe that came out of Joe Biden's mouth.
Hmm. They said
You
we're
know,
high risk.
yeah, high risk.
If I
Damn.
can't read this in the NLT,
God.
it says Deuteronomy 28:59. Then the Lord will overwhelm you and your children with indescribable plagues. These plagues will be intense and without relief, making you miserable and unbearably sick.
Hmm.
So
Unbearably
these
sick.
things are going to intensify, man.
God, no, you got it, Doc.
I was just going to say that they're going to intensify, right? It also goes into the plagues that Jake deals with now, going into, things resulting from terrible diets or from whatever
Hmm.
they're putting in the air and the water. But even more so, the plagues that are going to come upon the entire land, man, right? They're going to
Hmm.
be indescribable, like you said, man.
That's right. That's right. And Baba Kushaya one, can you continue on? Read down to 61.
Mm-hmm. It's Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 61, or verse 60 in the latter. It's like from the top, it says, Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they cleave unto thee. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
Right. Every sickness and every plague is not written in the book. There's so many diseases out here. The Most High can just have them create a disease that no one's ever heard of. Shit that make you bug out. Shit make you that turn you into a zombie. Not saying that's gonna happen, but hey, you never know with this damn devil, man. Come up
Right.
with these damn
Mad scientist.
a mad scientist is concocting all kinds of shit in the lab, man. Everything he touches, man, that he gets a hold of, he weaponizes it. If a brother can, Baba Kushah, get Psalm 64 and verse 6, because this man, the Most High puts a spirit on this man to delve into this, go into into the to the microscopic level of things and mess with that and weaponize all that.
Can I get the definition of X?
Come on.
It's the definition of X. It says the entire entry for X is Johnson's dictionary, 1756. X is a letter which, though found in Saxon words, begins no word in the English language. Most English words begin in X are Greek, which is chi, or modern commercial coinages. East Anglian in 14th century showed a tendency to use X for initial sh, such as Zol for shall, which didn't catch on but seems an improvement over the current system. A symbol of a kiss on a letter, etc., is recorded from 1765, and malt liquor XXX denoted double quality and triple X strongest quality. So it says algebraic, meaning unknown quantity. So pretty much the disease of or the D word of the unknown. That letter going into X. So it can be a multitude of not occurrences. What's the word I'm looking for? A multitude of things that can go wrong.
Kind, and that's pretty much what he's saying. It's
Yeah.
Unexpected.
Right.
Unknown. They're pretty much preparing for the unknown. But as we're gonna go further in this lesson, man, all this shit is planned out, man.
Exactly.
All this shit is planned out. They like to spread it to the public like, oh, it's all known. We're trying to do this in your best interest. Trying to prepare and get ready for the next, C-19. But hey, this is all by design.
It's that revelation of the method as brothers go into, man.
Right.
They're giving you the warning, right? They're letting you know this is a possibility. So when it comes to pass, right, they can't be held liable for it, man.
That's right. You got that for me, Ak?
It's Psalm 64 in verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Yeah, the heart is deep. It says they accomplish a diligent search. Esau's always in the lab. Like we always say, C-19 was pretty much a what's it called? A trial run. That's all it was. So they can check, oh, we need to work on this, we need to work on that, improve this, improve that. Check the charts, check this, check that, so that way they can improve and be better on the next go round.
Right.
That's what Esau does all the time. This is pretty much all it is. And now they have an idea of how to do things right and properly. And this is what they're talking about right now.
But
Let me
NLT,
you can get that.
It says Psalm 64 and 6 in the NLT, as they plot their crimes, they say we have devised the perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning. Right? And what Esau, he's a cunning hunter, man. Right? He's perfected the use of the sword. The scriptures talk about how knowledge shall increase, right? Because he has knowledge on the left hand side that they haven't had, and right, he can do things that these previous empires couldn't do, man. Right? He has access to technology that they didn't have, right? So he has understanding, of different ways to bring death into the world that's been never seen before, man.
That's right. I believe it was Yuval Noah Harari who mentioned that. He was like, we got the technology now to make the Most High mad. It was like, man, what kind of devil thinks of that, man? Like, now you got technology, now they're able to complete the enterprise, which is what? To get that blessing back, have full dominion over the earth, be like the Most High. I'm gonna play a little bit more on this video, see if there's anything more.
Need to know that there are common factors in terms of supply chain, for instance, the same. So whether it's in health systems or even the private sector, by the way, in research and development, for instance, you can prepare for it. Actually started with this Disease X issue with a research and development blueprint. It's a blueprint. And research and development should be at the center also to test drugs, to test other tools. And then, of course, the health infrastructure. I said it a bit, but the health infrastructure is bigger than what I said, the oxygen and the space. So preparing that in all its forms, especially with a focus on primary health care. High-income countries were surprised because their investments in the last many decades was on high-tech technology, cutting-edge.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But Baba Kushai, can the brother get Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25? Because these people over here at the Davos, these meetings, these G7 summits, G20 summits, all these other summits and Bilderberg groups, they're all pretty much, these are the people that's controlling the world, man. That's given, handing out decrees to these other nations to follow. And we're going to start seeing America, all these other nations that's, following along with this, start implementing those ideas.
Right. If I can read the title of this article real quick, going into what you just said. It says off of Blacklisted News, World Health Organization head, global compliance is needed for the next pandemic. Right. So like you said, everybody on earth is going to have to fall in line, to the will of these devils, man. Right? These upper echelon Edomites, man. It doesn't matter. Like it says, it reads on the article. It says national interest, should not get in the way of the global interest. Right? So they're worried about this global regime change. They're not worried about the ideals of the nations. They need everybody to get on the same page. And this pandemic that they're about to bring, this disease X, is about to institute that, man.
That's right. And they're pretty much doing it by virtue signaling, by saying, oh, we're out here for the betterment of people. All these countries who, ain't getting down with the program, y'all doing y'all's people a disservice. Not knowing that, hey, people should know by now that these people are, well, Americans are stupid, man. They don't captivate anything. Their mind doesn't go further than what they got going on for themselves. But primarily, hey, people should know by now, Esau, especially for everything that's been leaking out, everything that's been, been released, everything that's all this shameful spewing that's been on Esau. Hey, people should know by now, this man does not got your best of interest. Look at this man's track record, and how come now all of a sudden this man cares about you? How come all of a sudden now he wants to take care of you? He wants to make sure you don't die, when everything that he does is pro-death, polluting the air, polluting the water. Everything that he does, man, is death. But yet now he changed. Now he wants for you to be good. Take this thing, and you be better. Come on, man. Baba Kushak, can you grab that for me? Daniel 8:25.
This is Daniel 8 and verse 25. It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
Right. Through his policy, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And what's he doing? All these policy changes, policy makings, putting laws into effect to where eventually we're going to start seeing draconian measures be put in place, to where you ain't going to be able to do things, have the amount of freedom that you once had. Just look at the lockdowns that happened back then. All them lockdowns, you couldn't go out, you couldn't do certain things, you couldn't go walking your dog at the park, otherwise you get a ticket. Shit's gonna amplify and get worse, especially if a disease like they're saying, disease X, comes out, right? But it says by peace shall destroy many. So they're pretty much pushing out here that through following along with their program, that y'all gonna be good, you're gonna be taken care of. Not knowing that by following along with their program, he's gonna put y'all all y'all motherfuckers to death. And that just goes back to what this man was saying, man. It's just everything is nothing but lies.
Yep.
But I want to get this video as well. Let's see. Slovakia. I want to get this other video, pretty much going into what China just found out or discovered, I guess.
Well, China is at it again. It's playing with fire. What I mean to say is, it is experimenting with a deadly new COVID-19 strain, as per reports. And this one has a mortality rate of 100%. You heard that right. None of those who have been infected with it have survived. Have a look at this report published in BioRxiv. Doctors trained by Chinese People's Liberation Army are conducting these experiments. They have made their own version of coronavirus found in pangolins. The scientists administered this lab-made virus in mice. And guess what they discovered? The mice started losing weight. They were sluggish. Their eyes went white. And all of this happened after 5 days of being infected. The virus spread to their eyes, their lungs, and even the brain. All 4 mice infected with the new COVID-19 strain died in 8 days. In the last 2 days of their life, the virus increased in the brain significantly. What caused their deaths? Researchers suggest it was severe brain infection. The intensity of this new strain is astounding, and it has sent alarm bells ringing, by the way. Chinese scientists have issued warnings. They fear the virus strain can spill over to human beings. And what would happen then? Would it lead to a pandemic all over again? And the scariest part, by the way, is the virus strain has a mortality rate of 100%. None of the test subjects survived the infection. The virus attacked their brains and killed them in a week. And we know very little about this new COVID strain. Chinese scientists have only experimented on lab-made strains. They are planning to study the live version of the virus from the wild as well. This would better simulate real-world conditions and assess the real threat posed by the virus. Just 2 days ago, Chinese warned that COVID-19 could resurge this month, all thanks to the new JN.1 subvariant. The National Health Commission highlighted a rise in JN.1 and said that multiple respiratory diseases were likely to spread this winter and next spring. And it's not just JN.1 anymore. There are concerns around the spread of a new COVID-19 strain altogether. This one seems to be the deadliest yet. We don't know much about it as of now. There are more questions than answers, but the fear looms large. What would happen if this strain spilled over to human beings? We are now.
So there you go. You know, hey, the deadliest disease, that's what they're saying. You know. Hey. That shows you, man, if this shit happens, man, this is it. This is it, man.
Right.
This could be, you know, the inception for them to start rolling out them draconian measures, rolling out the MOTB, you know, implementing them strict lockdowns, you know. All these things can start coming into place. You know,
it's like
no, I was just gonna say, you know, they have that description. She described it as she kind of described the cycle of the death, you know, from the virus, saying they start getting skinny, start getting sluggish, then the eyes start turning white, and they die. 7 days, 7 to 8 days, they're dead.
I got that definition. I got a definition for pestilence in Matthews. So Matthews, I'm reading it again. This is Matthew 24:7. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." This word pestilence, it says, a pestilence, a pestilent fellow, pest, plague. It says a plague, literally the disease, or figuratively a pest, pestilence, which they call it the disease X. And then I think the vid was a plague, if I'm not mistaken, but that was the word that they used for it. But it's literally like coming straight out of the scriptures, you know. So there's no way that Jake can refute it. You know?
You like you say, Shia, it's that problem, reaction, solution, right? That they're presenting to the world, right? They're creating the problem. They try to separate it as if China is out there doing this on their own. They're being hired to do these things, right? Exactly. They're not just out here experimenting for no reason, right? They're being told to do these things, right? So they're creating this problem, and they're about to see how the people react to what's taking place, right? They're letting this information come out now to see how the people react. Then when they eventually allow this disease to spread throughout the world, they're going to see how the people react, and then they're going to do what? They're going to present you with the solution, you know, whether it be another jab, whether it be the MOTB, right? Whether it be, you know, whatever form of oppression that they decide to bring upon the earth, right? This is all, in their plans right now.
Going back to that term, order ab chaos, order out of chaos. Baba Kushai, can the brother get me Micah 2:1? Cause like the point that you said, Quantawas, hey, who's behind this? You already know who's behind this. You got E behind all this. Ain't no way they're gonna let Moab out here just start experimenting with shit, and them not have a part in it.
Exactly.
This is Micah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because the power is in their hand."
Yeah, the power is in their hand. Job 9:24. Hey, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, so-called white man. They have the power of the earth. They have dominion. They come up with these crazy, wacky ass ideas, and they go and do it. Man, who comes up with the plan? Let's go block out the sun. Let's go pollute the water. Let's go and fuck with diseases. Weaponize them, make them stronger, so we can wipe out humanity. The scripture tells us that his soul is not upright in him. This man is completely wicked, man. He's completely off. He got some weird ass spirit about him, man. Just to go around and fuck with shit and just kill everything that he touches. But that goes back to that Micah 2:1. They got the power and they're gonna do whatever that comes up to in their imagination. It shows you this man's got to go. This man's got to be stopped because this man has wet dreams of going over to the moon, going over to Mars, going over to these other planets, and if he can't even manage what's going on here, he's destroying everything here. Imagine if he does, I mean, hypothetically, if he does go out to these other planets, he's going to destroy everything he touches, man. It's going to be like a cancer, just spreading. So the most, Yahweh Shai is going to have to come and cut him off right here.
Exactly. Hey, what's it say? He spreadeth himself as a green bay tree. And like you said, the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy, man. He can't do anything else, right? If he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, as the scriptures tell us, man. So, if he was allowed to spread, as you made mention of, right, it would be like a cancer spreading throughout the body, and the body will eventually die. So we've been given the foresight through the Spirit and probably how about Shem Shai to catch it early, right? You catch that cancer early, and you can cut it out. So the rest of the world, isn't destroyed as a result of it, man.
That's right. And why is this man pushing all this shit now? Can a brother give me Revelation 12:12?
Can I get it?
Con. This man is working fast and hard, to try to get his agenda out, man. Every year is like more and more, like everything is going fast, man. Warp speed.
Right. They may mention that the WEF is trying to accelerate, their agendas.
There you go.
Like that's just them, speaking the scriptures, man.
You got it, Doc.
This is Revelation 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time."
Right. He knows that he has a short time. Because he knows that Jacob's trouble is just around the corner. But what's after Jacob's trouble? Esau's trouble, man.
Right.
He's gonna have his time to keep be over here slaying Jake, but soon Esau's gonna get that same treatment, man. Esau's gonna get that foot up his ass, and that's what he's scared about. That's why he's trying to work fast and quick, so that way he can try to have at least it's all vanity, but he's trying to have that he has them ideas to retain his kingdom,
Right. So Isaiah 47 talks about how he didn't consider the latter end, right, of all these wicked works, man. So they're not thinking about the punishments that are going to come as a result of what they're doing. They, like you said, they say I'll sit as a queen forever, man. You know, they can't see this place possibly going down, man. But just to make mention of what you said, how Jacob's trouble is about to end and Esau's trouble is about to begin.
Mm-hmm.
This is Lamentations 4 and verse 22, and I'll read in the NLT. It reads, "O beautiful Jerusalem, your punishment will end. You will soon return from exile. But Edom, your punishment is just beginning. Soon your many sins will be exposed." So Esau's punishment is just beginning, man. Right? We are watching that transition of power take place, right? And in the midst of any transition of power, it's going to be what? Violence. It's going to be wars. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be turbulence, right? In cases, it's going to be pestilence, right? So we understand that seeing these signs, right, as you read in Matthew 24th chapter, it tells you these things are going to happen right before the end comes, and then that
Right.
end is the beginning of a new kingdom, man.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And you know, one thing, what's so, I guess you can say it's not a coincidence because as soon as they had that WEF form, and then you have, you know, China coming out with this new virus that they, you know, apparently engineered in the lab. Like, damn, that ain't no coincidence, man. It's showing you right there. This might be it. That thing that they found out, that might be the shit that they release into the public, man. Release into the population and start wiping out people. Start bringing out that scare. But I want to get Baba Kushak and the brother get 2 Corinthians 2 and 11.
Okay.
I pretty much just touch into that.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices."
Right, we ain't ignorant of this man. We know this. We know how this man. You know, we know his game plan anyway. We know how this man gets down. You know, so for him to say it's a coincidence, and you know, try to blame it on China, we know it's this man all along. Shit, there was even some like underground news. You know, you got these truthers coming out and exposing Esau for being responsible for, you know, the first demic. Can another brother get Sirach 12 and start at verse 10? You know, because just by believing in the scriptures alone will help you be able to discern, have this kind of proper discernment when dealing with Esau or dealing with the nations.
It's the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Right, never trust your enemy. You know, Psalms the 83rd chapter shows you a list of our enemies. All these nations are our enemies. So never trust your enemy. Primarily Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Right? Go ahead.
For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
So he
for like
humbled
iron
himself.
rusteth, like it. For like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You know, hey, you try to polish off that piece of iron, even though you sand it down, you know, eventually you leave it outside, you come back the next day, it's gonna be all brown with rust.
Yeah.
Like, this man is never gonna change. This man's always gonna be the same wicked motherfucker. Just that right now, it's not, what's it called, politically correct to be a racist. You know, a frothing at the mouth racist. You know?
Right. It's inside him, man. Like that metal. Like once that rust gets on there, it's in it. You know? And like the scriptures tell us, he goeth forth from the womb, right, speaking lies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in his nature, it's in his spirit to be this way.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Hey,
So,
and Jake is gonna find that out soon. You know.
mm-hmm.
Hey, they show you in that movie, Leave the World Behind. Apparently, that Jake was friends with that one Edomite, and whenever all hell started breaking loose, you know, all that panic started happening. Hey, that he wasn't his friend no more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're gonna start seeing that at a more violent level. You got it, Doc.
It's the Sirach 12 and 12 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
Though he humble himself and go crouching, Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and
Mm-hmm.
thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away.
That's right. Pretty much. Hey, if this man comes up to you, you know, giving you a damn a sandwich, trying to feed you, you know, trying to make seem like he's looking out for you, like right here, that dude, you know, making it seem like they're pretty much for your best interest. Hey, keep an eye on that motherfucker, man. You know, watch his moves. Don't trust him. That's pretty much what the Lord is saying.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place.
Mm-hmm.
Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith.
That's right. Hey, Esau is very, very subtle. You know, like the scripture says, you know, his words were smoother than honey, but war was in his heart. So the whole time, man, he's just planning an exit strategy of how to take you down,
Exactly.
how to put himself over you, how to have dominion over you. That's his OMO. Go ahead.
Okay. So I wanted to get that word for subtile real quick.
Con. You got it, Doc.
Let's see.
Because this man from the garden, since the beginning, you know, this man has been that same serpent, man. That damn deceiving, lying ass, fucking grimy ass motherfucker, man.
Exactly.
Can't trust him.
It says for subtile here in the free dictionary, it reads cunning, wily, or crafty, insidious in operation, skillful, clever, or ingenious.
Mm.
You know, so just going into the cunningness, right? The craftiness, the wiles of the devil, right? You know, he's skillful. He's a skillful hunter, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's clever. He's ingenious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's a genius when it comes to moving in wickedness, man. You know.
That's right. That's right.
The scriptures say he's wiser than Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Hey, you can see that too. Slovakia. You know, you can see that too. Whenever you see Esau, you know, he won't lay hands on you, but he'll pretty much try to get you angry for you to hit him. To what? To get you arrested. You know, motherfucker smart, man. Motherfucker moves with subtlety, man. Everything he does has some type of way. He knows what he's doing. He ain't stupid.
Right. He's malicious, man.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, he's malicious, man. And he just tries to, he plays off Jake's ignorance, because Jake still thinks that you know, they could be friends, they could be buddies and shit like that. They can be equals. But nah, man. Hey, this man always constantly has hatred in his heart. You know, the scripture says that he has that perpetual hatred, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it says here for that word insidious, it says progressing inconspicuously, right? Which means without being noticed, but harmfully. You know, so he does these things, you know, in the background, you know, without people seeing. But the end result is always harm, and that is always death.
That's right. That's right.
But continuing on here, it's Sirach 12 and verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast?
Mm-hmm. Hey, who will pity a charmer that's bitten by a serpent? You know, hey, Jake's over here playing with a fucking king cobra, or what's it called, a damn cottonmouth, a black mamba. You know, Jake's over here playing with a fucking black mamba, and hey, no one gonna pity you, man, because hey, you should know better. Everybody's telling you, hey, don't fuck with that damn snake, man. And here you are, you know, playing with it. Once it bites you, ain't nobody gonna be like, "Wait, we told you, man. We told you. You fucked up."
That's why it tells us not to pray for these people, man.
Right.
You know, you see, spiritually, Jake is out here playing with snakes. You know, and if when they get bit, it's like we told you so, right?
Yeah.
We're not gonna feel bad for you.
Baba Kashai, can you read verse 14?
Okay. Sirach 12 and 14. So when they goeth to a sinner, and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity?
Right. And who's the ultimate transgressor, I guess you could say? Esau Edom, man. And Jake is over here, aligning himself with the devil himself,
No.
taking on his ways, all like the scripture says, all them that are cleaving unto him shall fall by the sword. That cleave unto him shall fall by the sword, man. All Jake that doesn't repent and turns back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, all y'all gonna die by the sword. Them ICBM missiles, or any other way that the Most High has devised for y'all to fucking die, man.
That's right.
Whether it could be from this disease X, whether it could be from the C hip, them grievous sores, the missiles, whatever, man. Them troops, right? Let me see. I want to get
up for you.
Con, you got it, Doc.
This is just going into what you said. Isaiah 13 and verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So you connect yourself to this devil. Just know you're gonna follow into the same lot that he's gonna fall into, man. And that's death. Right? You connect yourself to any of these heathen, right? Jake that want to bring the heathen into the kingdom so goddamn bad. Right. Well, you stay right there by them when these missiles hit, man.
I got a quick one.
God.
It's Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 30. It says, verse 31, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. For the froward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. Pretty much going into the prophecies, the understanding of the scriptures, the prophecies. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just. So the curse, going back to, get this word for curse, and it says ma'ara, and it says excretion, excretion. So let me get this root word. It says to be cursed. So pretty much those as wicked is going to take part in the missiles like brothers was going into. It says to abhor, to detest, and pretty much the ones that the Lord abhors and detests, they'll be destroyed.
That's right, because like the scripture said, I think it's Isaiah 30. They took him on a covering, but not of his spirit. Right? They chose Esau. They chose the enemy. You chose the enemy. Don't back down once like the Quana Watch said, hey, once those missiles come, hey, be right alongside them. Go ahead and join hands like y'all were before.
Right. Keep that same energy, man.
Keep that same energy, man. Exactly. Shit, well, that's pretty much all I had, brothers. If I had anything else, bring it out. Fine. So we pray this lesson was edifying. We're gonna go ahead and close it out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth in truth, righteousness, and sincerity. To the next time we're going to say Shalom.
Shalom.